Hey everyone, welcome to Jarviskjir, the performance of a lifetime. Well, I wrangle 4 idiots. 3 idiots. Erin is always very attentive and actually like gets plots done. Well, I wrangle 3 idiots. The helper Erin.
Okay, fair.
And me.
Am I one of the idiots I'm wrangling myself? Yeah.
That's what he just said.
Today I literally am, so. Hey, how you all doing? We've been talking about Game of Thrones, boo, Star Wars, and
Star Wars sucks ass. It's terrible.
Yeah, but like I wanna like
The entire
it.
franchise is awful.
But I wanna like it.
Okay.
And Rogue One is good.
Rogue One is good. Rogue One is a war movie.
It's
Yeah.
my #1 film.
It's a Star War movie. Anyways,
Wow.
I'm good. Thanks
I
for
hate
asking,
this
Ollie.
conversation.
Yeah, let's not.
So what
We
happened
want to
last
try
time?
again.
No, I apparently just cannot have like good intros to these shows anymore. It's not allowed. It's not possible. It's not gonna happen. I ain't even trying anymore. You know what? Steam in. Like a steam locomotive, or a steamed coffee, or a steamed ham. However you want to steam it, it's going. William, what
Wow.
happened last week?
Sorry, hold on. Steamed ham?
Yeah, we're not letting that one slide.
No. We need to stop for a moment here. Let's.
No,
be
I
clear.
know. I said steamed hams. Yeah, it's an Albany expression.
Yeah.
Are we doing this?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Alright.
No, we're not. But I could, and I want to, but we're not.
All right. So last week, very interesting things happened. We joined the circus, and then we didn't join the circus, and now we're gonna kill the circus master, or he's gonna kill us. One of the
Wow,
two.
what a great summary.
So whenever I ask someone to do a summary now, I basically use it as a preamble for my fucking summary. It's the Cliff Notes version.
Which I
Hey,
know.
it's a group of bards. Because this is only the second session, right? So you're a group of bards in your adventures and trying to get paid. You're trying to get some sweet coinage. You end up joining a strange circus performance with a bunch of strange individuals being led by the performance master, Iguri, over a sequence of just weird events, finding out that his tent cannot be opened, and strange things like that. You've come to the conclusion in that you've actually been told. You were told by one of the other performers, Lyra, that they are all trapped. Their souls are trapped by him. And it's too late for her, but it's not too late for you. And you basically figured it out right at the end of the last session, and now are going to plan how the hell to free yourselves. And that's actually where we start off. It's still evening. It's actually, I don't believe you've had your performance yet today, because they happen really when it gets dark. So it would be around, you know, a bit less than an hour before you're meant to perform. The other 2 members of the troupe, Mouthwash and Cloth, I think, are preparing. You know, they're outside of their tent preparing their equipment and things like that. And you guys, I believe, are readying your weapons.
I don't have weapons. But I am going to pick up my stick.
Yeah.
Cool Ollie doesn't need weapons, you see.
Oh dear.
I don't. I don't know if you wanted to follow up to that.
No, I did.
I think I have a dagger.
How are you picking me up?
I'm picking you up? What?
Yeah, you said you're gonna pick up your sticks.
Oh my god.
That hurt. That actually hurt.
Can I fail death saves on purpose? Okay.
Psychic damage.
So
That's what I do.
we were discussing picking up our weapons and beating the circus master to death with them.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where we ended off. You basically came to the conclusion that that's the plan. The question is, what are you talking about? That's where the camera comes back, you know?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Are we just gonna like murder this
So we're
guy
gonna go now? I'm gonna do it later.
in his own tent?
Well, we can't get into the tent, right?
You knock on the door.
We can knock on the door.
When he came out, it was easy. Once he was out.
So we set a fire, right?
I mean, we should at least
love that idea.
we should
not
at least
bad.
try talking to him.
Yeah, that'll work.
You know, like, I mean, if we genuinely start a fire in the main tent,
At least try talking to him. Maybe he'll just let these people free. You know what I mean?
it's
Oh, we could start with that if you want.
Set my people free. Let's
all
go.
right. Why don't you try that?
I'm gonna.
All right. Angelica, why don't we go and just see what's happening at the main performance tent?
All right.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like Sticks.
What?
It's a translator.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What about me?
Accent do you think he's mimicking? His translator.
He sounded different last week.
Yeah, that's because I actually can't do the full voice this week.
That's all you need to say.
Yeah, no, I know. I actually just can't do it because my throat hurts.
That's fine.
It's okay. Well, I knew who it
Looking
was.
at me.
I didn't. And I'm the DM. I need to know.
It don't matter. It's fine. We're having conversation right now.
That's true. That's the plan. So you do want to basically go poke around the tent. You can do it. Tent's right there. You know, you're in your little makeshift camp right next to the tent. The grandstand.
All right. What's in the tent?
Nothing. Tent is basically as it would be any other time before a performance. It's been cleaned up a little bit. You know, there's the ropes around the middle where you'd perform. But actually, there isn't just nothing. There is that organ that sits in the corner. Other than that, nothing else.
Start breaking the organ. We can use that for Tinder.
Hold on. You know, I think I saw this in a play once.
Oh no.
Dix is gonna sit down at the organ.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's gonna try and play it.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
How cursed is this organ? Just out of curiosity.
I actually forgot we were musicians, and I was like, he's gonna do bad at that. And I was like, wait.
It's a percussive instrument.
Yeah, it's he just has
Piano
to.
is percussion. That's actually.
Technically, it is a percussive instrument. Unfortunately, I'm not just proficient in percussion in general. Otherwise,
Yeah, that would be an insane proficiency.
it would be.
Could you imagine? I hit a drum
Perform
bit,
me,
so-
daddy. Okay, 22. You sit down, crack the knuckles, and start playing. It makes this big booming noise you have heard before because he's been using it every night. But, you know, without you playing, it might not be. It might be a cursed organ. It definitely sounds cursed. It's a very stereotypically dark noise that comes from it. But once you get used to playing it, you can play it just like anything else and make quite nice noise. Funny enough, while you're performing, actually, the other three come in and start to get ready. Mouthwash, as he usually is actually going to the front of the tent to help the performance master get people in, because people are actually starting to appear for the performance. They're outside the tent right now. You can kind of like hear the general mumbling of people, as you sometimes do. Or as you could hear nights before.
In the tent with Cool Oli, just like, wait, I thought they were just checking the tent. Dun, 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 dun.
It is very much Phantom of the Opera, by the way.
Hey, you got it!
Like 100%, it definitely is. So,
Yeah.
Should
What
we
else?
like go? Or...
Yeah, no, let's go and just have a little chat with Hat Man. I'm gonna go and find.
If you guys need help,
the
like
circus
send up a
master.
flare. You have that magic?
I have something similar to that magic, so it's fine.
Alright.
You actually go out of your tent, and the performance master is just walking to the front. He actually kind of points at the two of you and you know, I was going to say gives a big smile, but he doesn't. His face is kind of hid behind that mask.
Yeah.
But it does, you can feel the smile.
I'm going to wave at him and kind of wave him over.
He doesn't stop. He just kind of calls over and's like, nearly time for the big performance. You should get ready. You should get in your positions. Don't want to keep the people waiting.
I'm going to walk towards him and cast a little spell. Just a little one.
Oh no.
I mean, this
bitty little spell.
probably won't work, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and cast Charm Person on him.
Oh, he ain't gonna like that.
That's fine.
Probably immune to being charmed.
That's what I wanted to see.
Don't they also know they're charmed at the end of it?
Yes.
At the end of it, they do.
He sort of laughs at you as you start casting this spell. It's like, save your tricks for the performance, for entertaining the masses. I have coin to collect. I have to collect your payment. And he just kind of keeps walking to the crowd of folk who are at the front of the tent by now.
Gotcha.
Takes off the hat, starts collecting the coin.
That's fine. I'm just going to let that be for now then. I'm going to give him a shifty look.
He's
go.
looking away.
Gonna have to murder him.
Well, that was weird. And then just go find these guys.
I'm playing the organ right now.
Yeah.
You walk back past Norm and he's just like, wait, what just happened? Okay, and he starts following. It's like, what just happened?
He's not a very friendly person. I was trying to work my charm on him and see if I could make him a little more friendly. But your boy's a straight up dick.
Sorry. So are we gonna like do this in front of the audience? This doesn't seem safe.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Just do a very large fog cloud of the smokeweed this time, and everything will be okay.
Yeah, I'll just cast calm emotions on the crowd.
They just start cheering along with it.
It's fine. It's so fine.
Okay.
That's being like stabbed to death. Yeah.
Oh, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get ready to perform?
Playing the
Valid
organ.
question. I'm
Are
aware.
you still playing the audience? I just walk up to
Always ready to perform.
Angelica. Is he just? Is he gonna? What's happening?
He's playing a sick jam. I'm not gonna stop him, are you?
Are we
feeling
just,
it.
I'm just gonna get out my bass and start playing along. Like this is just the performance is just starting now.
At this point, people are moving into the tent. They're going into the roundabout the ring where they're standing and sitting. It's just when you go into an opera or something and they're just preparing the instruments. As far as they know, it's the same dealio.
And like since Styx isn't playing the drums this time and he's playing the organ, I'm gonna start playing the bass and beatboxing to provide the actual percussion as well.
Cool.
Go ahead. Why did I let a bard game happen?
Good question. Yep.
No. You have separate roles for bass and beatboxing.
I sure do. So that's the first one, and then I'll hit you with my second one here. So we'll say that's for the bass.
You've got your fancy.
You've got tool proficiencies.
Yeah, but his are worse than doing just general performance.
My general performance, I took specialization. You can give that as a -2 if you want, but
He was doing this last time too.
I also took specialization in performance as well.
Disappointed.
I did not.
Well, I'm the good child, and I
They're
took
different
specialization
things. They're different
just in my
things.
voice.
Your performance is good. Your beatboxing is bad. Yeah, I mean, really, just so you know, it does check for different things. Truth in all things. I'm always right. Don't doubt me.
Killing it on the organ though.
To actually cut to the scene. Yeah, the crowd doesn't know any different. Why would they think this strange? The performance master actually does sort of creep through the room, over to you at the organ, kind of puts a hand on the top of it, because he's, you know, weirdly tall, and just kind of creaks down a little bit, and says, I think this is mine. Would you mind me take over?
I'm gonna, like, mouth to Normie, like, now? Now.
And, is he kind of just one-on-one with me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh dear.
So, gonna be kind of just speaking to him as I continue to play. I'm just gonna be talking to him and essentially just saying, you know, I really like the deep tones of this organ. It really tends to sink into the soul, really puts a certain resonance, certain state of just complete and utter disassociation with what you're trying to, well, be within. It's cool, Oli, coming out again. Talking about the philosophies of it, you know? But really, it's funny thing, the soul, really, no one's but your own. Because as soon as someone else owns it, well, you can't really exist in the same way, can you? No. You need to free it. You need to allow it to escape. So what is it that you do to allow souls to escape?
All fine poetry, my friend, but I need my organ to make the performance. Unless you're going to be letting all the people down, they can get quite rowdy.
Well, letting people down is not really something that I'm good at.
Really?
Noticed, but people rely on me. You know, consistency is what the drums are. It's the beat, it's the line, keeps everybody in order. Now see, you haven't really been keeping everybody in order, have you?
Performing troupe, following order, seems off-brand, Sticks.
Well, there's order and chaos. And Styx is going to stand up from the organ, posture a little bit, stand up in front of him. How tall is he, actually?
Believe 7 feet. Like, he's taller than you.
Yeah.
But then
so
that's counting hat.
Yeah. So Styx will probably meet him probably about eye to eye.
Eye to eye, yeah. That's how I've been imagining, like, eye to you, yeah. But, like, the features are taller and, yeah, he's weird and gangly.
Styx kind of stands up and postures, meets him eye to eye, and moves in really, really close. And just has his hand on the hilt of his sword, which is not something he's been walking in with for the performances before. And he just kind of looks behind. Is Norm behind at this point?
I mean, all of them would be behind you to some degree. You have a very small space to, like, in your preparing area.
Okay. So how is it that you trap the souls?
Enthralling music. Very poetic way of putting it. These poor saps pay a little bit of money and we give them a show and then they move on. I thought you understood such things. And they're waiting. And I won't be disappointing them much longer. If you want to keep your postulating and your bravado, then I suggest you hit up a tavern when your work is done. And he will actually sit at the organ, kind of stretch out his fingers, and then just a wah noise, kind of signal that everything should begin.
Does the organ appear to be presenting any magical tunes?
You can do an Arcana check.
All right. Styx is dumb, so that's not gonna probably go so well. But
I also did an Arcana check and tried to see if this was.
Oh!
Styx is very good at Arcana, apparently.
It's not a magical organ.
Okay.
At least seemingly. but you're pretty confident.
I'm pretty,
Pretty confident.
Pretty confident.
But you do, you know. It is weird though. Yoga isn't magical, but there's a clarity to the music it produces that is otherworldly ever so slightly. And in that moment, he, you know, puts his fingers to the keys, plays that note, and usually cool Ollie would fill him with smoke, which I assume he's not doing right now. And you kind of take a moment to glance around at the crowd, and you notice a kind of dead-eyed look in their eyes, as if they're not... Either they're not there, or they're not really a crowd. It just the ruse becomes a little clearer to you, moment by moment.
Styx is going to kind of stretch back and walk towards the rest of the troop, and he's going to say, not a real crowd. Nothing to worry about. And he's going to just kind of step back around.
Can you roll initiative?
Yes.
Oh, he heard you. He heard you. Oh,
Please,
no.
please select your tokens.
Yeah, I was about
Otherwise, it won't work.
Fuck yeah!
Sorry, hold on. That is one people with like nat 20 fucking initiative.
Let's fucking
Hold
go.
on
We
now.
were ready. We were sitting there with our hands on plates, like, do we fucking... When do we fucking... Now!
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Okay.
So I have a 23.
You have a 23. Yeah, I was actually just doing it for you. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good initiative.
Holy shit. See, Dix was not as prepared to immediately jump, but he was prepared to get everybody else jumping. The true drummer. Getting everybody in line.
It makes sense because you're aware weird shit's going on. You're literally saying things are strange.
Yeah.
One memento.
Jesus.
No.
I should have a setting to just sort everything on my computer by date. And as much as I think I've done that, every time I'm like, hey, this isn't sorted by date, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the rules I want.
12, okay. I was checking saves and stuff, so I knew ahead of time.
Aha! Looking in the wrong place. That's me. I'm not very good. Okay. The crowd, and I don't have a monster token, further delaying my initiative roll due to my own stupidity. Or is it suspense? It's not.
It's the grandiose of the performance.
Time just sort of like froze as he mentioned that the crowd wasn't real. We're just like,
Dun, 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 dun. Do some kind of fancy ass shit. As you sort of say that, as you say, it's not a real crowd. The room filled with people charges you at both sides. The kind
fucking
of
okay.
the tent filled with individuals. They're kind of on two flanks of the tent. It's hard to count, but it's got to be more than 40 people in the room, maybe 60. Split into two sides. Both of them just start running. These elves, these half-elves, these travelers, all of them in that moment when you kind of notice they are glassy-eyed. They are, again, almost doll-like. They're moving like people, but they're not acting like people. They all just start swarming towards the room. But actually, as they start kicking up dust and things and start moving. Actually, you guys who get the first laugh with Norm.
okay, so,
They are around 10 feet away from you. The split, for simplicity's sake, the room is split into two mobs. People. One on the left side, one on the right side.
Okay.
And you're in the middle.
And he's on the organ next to us, right?
You look, he's not there.
Fuck. Well,
Just a tent and a swarm of people.
yep. I'm gonna look to one side where there's a swarm of people and hope that they are in fact not real people that I'm about to kill. Because I'm gonna thunderwave one side.
Well,
Yes. Okay.
Fucking.
They actually make the save.
Oh my god.
Almost. Can you actually click the spell card for Thunderwave for me? That doesn't help me a lot.
I actually thought I did, but apparently it's not on the
it
thing.
automatically translates it to whatever it thinks you want, which is wrong. Always. I want what I want. Only I know. Ain't nothing like me except me.
There you go.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you.
I'll keep trying to find the thing where I can set it to card. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Damage.
On. Found it.
On a successful save, you don't take the damage. Oh, yes, you do.
Takes half damage.
Half damage.
Half damage, yeah.
Goes and
isn't
says it
cool.
differently than every other spell in the game does, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Almost at once, kind of giving you that, like, you're not sure that these aren't real people yet, but when you weave the spell, in that seconds it takes you to cast, they all kind of leap. And yet, the blast, the shockwave hits them, and it throws dust and sand and rock into the air. But that swarm of, 30 people is barely troubled by it.
Oh, okay. That's not good, is all he says, and that's all he can get out in his turn.
Okie dokie, next up is Angelica.
Alright,
I need a post-it note.
let's move. Everybody gets to move 30 feet and gets 5 temporary HP.
So,
You
with
know-
that 30 feet,
Fuck.
the exit of the tent, like both sides, is 30 feet away. The group of people is 10 feet either side of you. As a clumped group in the middle, right? But the sort of swaths that usually cover the entrances and things are down. Why would that
So?
stop you?
We can try to funnel them at one entrance. So
Yep.
let's pick one.
Whichever entrance, like Styx is just going to be following you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wherever you go, we follow.
Yeah. So I will fly towards one.
Front or back?
Front.
Cool. Fly to the front. The swarms kind of turning their heads like you're being tracked by 60 cats.
Oh my god.
You fly
They
to
have
the
that
entrance.
glint in their eye too. Oh no.
Very much.
Alright. I assume everyone else moves too?
Oh yeah, I would have moved
Yeah,
following
yeah.
you basically, yeah.
The whole crew can move following him because you've got amazing initiatives. The crowd has not truly got to you yet, so you can immediately all run to the front of the tent and set up a position there.
Awesome. That is my bonus action. For my action, I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers on the entrance.
Like behind you or in front of you?
The way they're going to presumably run at us.
Yeah. Because right now you're not outside of the tent. You're like in the
I can be
entrance
outside
way.
the tent.
Do you have more speed than anyone else? Oh,
But
yeah, of course
I
you do.
Move for
'Cause-
30 for free, and then I get my movement as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Then absolutely you can be outside the tent. Yeah, you can.
But
Um,
you guys are going to move around the daggers.
yeah,
Did you
it's
just- we have
fine
to go
because
through
either
that.
way, it's funnel. You're making a funnel.
Yeah, I'm making a funnel. Can they reasonably move around the daggers
Nah.
if they want to?
Nah.
No?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll move it forward a little bit then.
No, as in
Not immediately.
you guys are in the entrance of the front, the tent flaps. Either the crowd is huge. You're where it is now in front of them is the funnel.
Gotcha.
You could step back some and make a more specific funnel, but also this isn't a rock building. It's not going to work like that anyway. So.
Oh yeah, good point.
It's all Gucci.
So it's just in front of us. Okay.
Yeah, it's in front of you three in your positioning. She's flown outside because she can. Cool. Next up is Cool Oli. Haha, that wasn't deliberate.
Cool. I am going to... Actually, hold on. Yeah, okay. I'm going to kind of move back outside of the tent as well. And as I do so, just exhale a big old cloud of smoke in that same funnel area. Which I can ping. But yeah, it's like a 20-foot. So basically where the cloud of daggers is, I'm centered on that, and the 20 feet around it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Next up
That's
is the
me.
crowd. So the scene, you all move with incredible speed and grace due to Angelica's magic, and then, she casts a spell, and the fog through the innards of the tent as the whole crowd is starting to reposition, almost making a formation, moving slowly before they're about to charge. And then you hear them charging into the smoke, charging into the fog. And then, of course, you hear the cloud of daggers cutting into people. I need to read Cloud of Daggers quite specifically. Okay, both mobs are definitely going to take that. Can you roll 2 sets of 4d4, please?
Yeah.
Oh, good. They're swarms.
Yeah.
They're fucking swarms of people.
It's 60 people. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
That's really good damage. That's really good damage.
I don't know. I rolled 2 ones in the last one.
Still, you got a 4 though. That kind
Still,
of
you got a 4, so it literally evens out to average.
But because it's just a sheer mass of people, it's 60 people. They still get to the front of the tent where they are met by Norm and Styx. Okay, they get to make... There's going to be 8 attacks towards the 2 of you. 4
Holy
each.
fuck!
It's a swarm of people.
I just want to point out that when an attack comes to me, I will be using Fade.
Okay. I'll do your first one first, then.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm gonna die this turn then.
Yeah.
It creates an illusion, maybe, but
the first person who comes up to you, and you don't know where all these people got daggers from. I mean, of course, they never really existed in the first place. They kind of start swinging and slashing at you. The real Styx fades into nothingness, leaving an illusion that... What does the illusion do in those moments?
the illusion roars violently at them.
Okay.
And just kind of like raises his sword at this point. And yeah, looks like he's about to strike back at them.
The whole rest of that swarm, and to the three of you, I mean, you probably know he can do that magic, but the scene is, because he's just turns invisible and backs out, you know, that whole side of the tent, which is actually the slightly stronger side that wasn't hit by the thunder wave, is just barreling onto him, stabbing him and slashing him with knives, short swords, whatever these people have. The other side goes and attacks Norm. Norm, what's your armor class?
It is 14.
Quick question. Is Norm still standing kind of in the entrance?
Yeah.
He hasn't moved out yet, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, I don't know if these guys are illusions or what the deal is, but then that should be obscured by the fog.
It is.
Okay, cool. That should make you harder to hit at least.
I will tell you
That's
something. It saved you from
They hit?
2 crits.
Oh!
Good. That was
What was your AC there, Norm?
14.
14? Holy fuck.
It changed 4 hits to 1 hit. So you know what? Fog Cloud gets its credit today.
Cool.
Very well done. The swarm of people, well, it's you see it attacking Styx, and you really hope that's an illusionary Styx. You know, they start running to you, but they've got to run through the fog. They're starting to trip over each other. They're trying to avoid the cloud of daggers, and then some people are, like, one person literally just gets gummed up into the cloud of daggers. You kind of smell the smell of fresh cut wood instead of blood fill the air. But actually several people manage to get to you, and their combined attacks end up dealing 7 piercing damage to you, Tesh.
Okay. There goes the temp health.
Alrighty. Next up is Styx. You manage to back out, seeing what this swarm of rabid, this mob of people is doing to your illusion.
Yeah. And he's going to charge right back in and kind of, like, scream himself out of invisibility as he comes and swings with his sword at them.
I just, like, because there's no battle map, I am assuming you have it in such a way where you see them, they can't see you, you know, like, the funnel. The funnel. Unfortunately,
Hold
yeah,
on.
you miss.
I have a question for you, because they didn't see me and I was invisible. Do I have advantage?
You have advantage, yeah.
I should re-roll that. That's what I was gonna check, because I was gonna ask that first, and then I didn't, and I feel dumb for doing it. So, well, that's much better. It was
Consistent.
consistent, at least.
Yeah,
but,
that's a hit.
Yeah. I'm also going to be using up one of my bardic inspirations to cast Psychic Blades on it to do a bonus 2d6 psychic damage.
Please describe this cacophony of carnage. You don't destroy the swarm, but you're obviously killing several people, you know.
Yeah.
Please describe it.
Basically, Styx just runs up, becomes visible again, and, like, shouts and screams, and the visceral roar that he does as he charges through and just cleaves through 3 or 4 people. Just, yeah.
You actually see several, like, people, like, you know, you cut down the people in front of you, and in the smoke, you see people, like, stagger and kind of stop.
Yeah.
And that swarm is now at half the size it used to be.
Oh, so cut through 15 people then.
Well, you and the cloud of daggers.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, like, 6,
You knock people
maybe
back
more.
into the cloud of daggers.
Yeah, that as well.
That's it. That's it.
To you guys, you just see this amazing display of, like, the smoke being spun by the daggers twisting in the air. It's like someone trying to learn special effects class. Norm.
Well, I mean, speaking of that cloud of daggers that's all behind everyone, I'm going to do this. So, the same thing, but not the same. And I want to hit both. And that's real bad damage roll, but still. I want to push them back into those blades.
10.
Oh! Yes. They fail. They get pushed back into the blades. Please roll the blades. It's not very good damage, but at the same time, this group was already weaker.
And I can't position it so I hit both groups?
Yeah, you absolutely can. It's a funnel. Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
second
would've
one
done that.
will.
Yeah.
The second one will pass, so they still take half damage.
Okay, cool.
They're just like some of them are hanging on to sticks. You know. Can you roll the cloud of daggers damage, Aaron?
Sure. It was just the one or both of them. My apologies.
Just one. One
Okay.
saved.
I think it's only when they start their turn in there, or it might be when
It's
they
when
enter.
they-
When they hit it or start their turn in
Awesome.
it. And because this is a swarm, it's kind of doing both, and I'm letting you have it because it makes sense. Yeah, that like doubles your damage with the one spell. As you know, a few of them manage to get through the smoke and stab into you, cast a spell, knocking like a crowd of people back. You see one of them just get shredded into the clouds. Again, no blood. Which makes you feel a little bit better, or a little bit worse, depending on how much of a psychopath you are. Anything else you want to do at your turn?
No, he's just gonna brace for the inevitable of them coming back again. Just get the swords out, just one backwards, one forwards, and getting ready.
Angelica.
All right. The one that didn't go through the cloud daggers again, I'm going to try to puppet towards it.
So, this is a horde of humanoids. How the hell does
I'm not
that
sure
work?
if you're using the form mechanically come as one creature or what.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Unfortunately, it's like a weird homebrew, and no one thought about this. I'm just checking something.
Learning experience for everyone.
Oh,
I could also thunder wave instead.
Nah, you do that. Roll roll the damage of Cloud of Daggers, and I'll just half it because you're not bringing everyone in.
They first have to make a Constitution saving throw for puppet.
Yeah, they're gonna fail that, which they do.
They're gonna fail it. Okay.
Good, you're rolling high. And because this is, you're fighting a crowd of people, and you're actually quite strong spellcasters, you could even flavor this as like you puppet one person into the cloud, then another, and then shred a couple of people in there. Yeah, that's the noise I am imagining. Cloud of Daggers actually makes total sense as a freaking gardening spell. Yeah. Oh, that tree's looking a bit rough.
Hey, we need to get the chainsaw going.
It's what my gnomish parents used it for. They had a beautiful garden.
We gotta get rid of that tree, I guess.
Both of the... So, it was a crowd of, 60 people. Now it's around 25. But because you've funneled them so heavily, they are just...
Yeah, still targeting this area between these two big groups of people. I am just gonna kind of like... I'm gonna try to cast Sleep. And my somatic component for that is just... Shh. Just go to sleep.
Go ahead.
It's all good.
Hordes are immune to a lot of things.
You're making them sleep inside the cloud of daggers, so they're just gonna wake up there. Being slashed and killed.
That's
37. Jeez.
You go...
Holy shit.
And there's just... Because they're in the cloud of smoke, there's just a loud, like, thunking noise. As they all...
That will drop my concentration on Fog Cloud as well.
Which means you see them. As they're all aground on the sleep. All asleep on the ground. It's been a long day.
Only dreams now.
Yeah.
Do we see a couple of them fall over into the cloud of blood?
Well, yes, because it's their turn next, and they both start their turn in the cloud of daggers. So what happens is they all kind of fall, and you have that like moment of... But then some of them who are kind of teetering do fall into the... Can you roll 2 clouds of daggers, please?
Holy shit!
Oh, it's great. It's gorgeous. Leaving, after all of this is done, there's like 6 people left, who hear that noise and kind of, shake themselves up and get back up, kind of looking at you again with that kind of glassy eyes. There's not many of them left at all who are going to attack both Styx and Norm. Styx, what's your AC?
Oh, 11.
Oh, they both... So both of them hit. That's going to be combined... a... 17 damage.
17? You got it.
Norm? One of their attacks actually misses against you, meaning you only take 5 damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, I imagine Styx is, he's more in the thick of it. There's more people on his side. They're just cutting into him. Like, again, some people are clinging to him to avoid the various spells and things. Next up is Styx.
Oh, hello. Swinging my sword again.
It's a hit.
Great.
And with that, you cut down one whole half of the horde. You know, that the split into two, that whole side is gone. The last person is put to the ground.
Yeah. Heads roll. Sticks roars.
Norm.
Oh, that was
That's a
mean.
hit.
For a brief moment.
And the second one, was that a hit?
Why you got 2 attacks?
Because the College of Blades got 2 weapon fighting.
He's two-handing.
I did not know that because I don't believe you ever described that. But that's okay. Yeah, both.
I said I had the 2 swords and I had the daggers.
Yeah, but no, you didn't describe you fighting.
I said just before I said I was holding 1 blade backwards, 1 blade forwards.
Fair enough. That's holding a weapon, not switch, but that's fine. Go ahead. Just a little clarity, especially when we're using theater of the mind.
Okay, my bad. So yeah, he goes up and literally goes from one person to the next to the next.
Yeah, and that is enough to finish them off. You had more people left by the end, so just finishing them off one by one. Everyone falls, leaving the air quiet.
The fuck was that?
Smells like tree.
I'm gonna give Six a high five.
It hurts.
Can I have a look at the bodies?
Yeah, when you kind of look at the vast foray of bodies on the ground, they're very quickly rotting away, but in the way that wood rots. Still with the features of a human and the skin of a human, but it kind of is turning to mulch before your eyes. And just fading into the ground, into the mulchy ground, because it's the circus tent.
Well, is the asshole still at the organ?
No.
He disappeared.
He
That's why I didn't
disappeared
attack
the
him
moment
immediately.
you started.
Styx is gonna kind of shout out. Do you fear us that much? Are you so foolish to think that these would stop us?
That was kind of a dick move, man. Why are you trying to kill us with tree people?
Just gonna cast this on myself while I wait. While they're doing this, it's just like, okay, we're doing this. Heal. They're taunting. I'm doing this so I don't die.
You hear no response. The night is quiet for now, although you hear the kind of... the last few nights have been very still. Right now you hear a heavy wind buffeting the side of the tent, which makes quite a lot of noise, because it's a big grandstand tent. And you can actually look and see, from around the side of the tent, Mouthwash, the half-orc, flame spitter, is coming up to you.
Good. Can I just throw oil on the tent beside us?
Yeah,
This time?
if you've got oil.
I do have oil. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of oil on the tent beside us, so that if I
many-
catch on fire, I'm gonna light the entire thing.
How many oils do you have?
1 oils. Ollie.
Okay,
1
thank you.
bottles of oils.
Yo, what are you doing?
Actually,
man?
sorry, 2 bottles of oils.
This is
Is that
why
a
I
bonus
asked!
I misread. I thought I had 2 lamps and 1 oils. I have 2 oils and 1 lamp.
Why, yeah, that makes much more sense.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's weird, but I also have 2 sets of fine clothes, which is also weird. So, you know.
Well, how many sets of clothes do you own in real life, Will? Do you own only 1 set of clothes?
None. I don't own clothes. This is all body paint.
I mean, it's more efficient that way, I
Exactly. Yeah.
Only if you're painting yourself with latex.
Yeah.
Alright.
guess. When are we gonna
so-
get t-shirts in a can is my real question.
Yes!
So-
Spray on shoes!
Are you
No, no.
lightning luring?
Fire. Yeah, the fire.
Oh, I thought you were attacking mouthwash.
There's no fire right now.
There's no
oil.
fire
I
yet.
think she just wants to start one.
Yes. the-
Oh, yeah, that's A-okay. That's no problem at all. Yeah, he's walking over, you, like, splash the, 2 jugs of oil, right on the side of the tent. Just zap it, and it just starts going. This brilliant blazing light in the dark of the night. It's illuminating the green forest red, and he keeps up walking up while you're doing this, and actually, kind of positions the fire point before him and just starts joining, actually blowing the fire from his mouth, which kind of coalesces in the air into a humanoid shape. And roll initiative.
Fuck!
Let's click our characters this time.
Whoops.
Are you ready for us?
You did it too early. Well, we're consistent. So then there's
easier for me to do this.
Cool Oli. He's got a 22. Damn.
Cool
Calm
Ollie,
down.
just put him to sleep again.
Yeah, calm him down.
We'll see.
Do your thing.
I mean, if
See
you
if
roll
he
like,
goes-
yeah.
Why don't you reset that roll? 20. You are over here. It's very good.
Styx showers. Styx showers
Where?
more than I do.
Where does he shower, William?
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure one of us has prestidigitation.
I have perfume. It's close
I
enough.
believe
I also
have.
have perfume.
It's like the
You're
equivalent of
bards. You
Axe
gotta
body
have
spray.
perfume.
Yeah.
I got prestidigitation, so I'm the person who just shower.
Yeah.
Cool, Ollie. Being someone who understands blowing smoke into things, you kind of see what's happening as the fire that Mouthwash is blowing kind of takes this coalescing shape into the size of a vague man, while the tent blazes to your left side. You kind of have around 20 feet of like grass space, forest off to every side around you.
I am just going to kind of approach a couple feet closer towards Mouthwash and put my hands like this and be like, whoa, man, there's no need for violence. Why are you letting this guy control you? He's just using you, man. And I'm going to use my doubting words to try and convince him to
Yes.
just
That's
not.
actually a really good idea.
So the DC is going to be 14, and that's going to be a wisdom save.
Ooh, that's not too bad.
At this point,
He
yeah, that's not
fails. At this point, he kind of stops the fire blowing, and he just starts taking a couple of steps back. I mean, the damage is already done. The fire has already coalesced. But it's clear he means not to fight you.
Good. I'll just give him a little smile. Be like, it's okay. We've all been used by people before.
He
It's
actually
nothing to be
gives
ashamed
you
of.
the down nod.
Anyways, that's my turn.
Norm, the sort of coalesced form of fire is around 20 feet away from you.
And what do you mean by form of fire? Is it just a ball of fire, or?
It's in the vague shape of a man.
Oh, okay.
This is opposed to the tent on fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a big
This-
blaze of fire now, probably.
It's
there.
it's big. It is. Yeah, it's big. It
Well,
started big. Like my
That's,
career.
That's disconcerting. I want to do that on it.
Yeah.
Fight
Fairy
with
fire. Sure. It fails to save, so it works.
Yeah.
hilarious.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna move up yet. I'm gonna wait.
Yokely
Getting
dokely.
ready. I'm not moving up.
Angelica.
I am going. I'm going to use the Bardic Inspiration on Styx, so he gets the 1d6, 1d4, 1d6. I don't know what it is. Can't remember.
It should be 1d6.
We all have the ability. You could look up in the character.
1d6.
And then
You do the work yourself.
I'm gonna move backwards and I'll throw a dagger.
There you go.
It was so close to a 20. It was so close.
Bye, dagger.
Yeah. You throw a dagger, you hear it kind of like clink off trees in the distance.
Hey!
Like cabbages.
Nice one, Holly.
And you were backing up as well, right?
Yeah. I'm piecing out.
Yeah. I actually failed to describe this. There's the way into the city, actually. Like, behind you 30 feet, you know, it kind of opens up.
Oh, we can
towards the
bring it
street.
towards the city and have the guard deal with it.
Yeah. So that's kind of where you go up to. You basically go back up to the street. This big old beastie slowly creeps. It's not quite on the ground, but the grass is just burning around it in this corona of flame. And it's going to go right up to Styx, because Styx was the one starting this fire, so he's kind of the one most in front as far as I'm concerned.
I thought Cool Ollie was, but that's fine.
Oh, Cool Ollie walked up to... Yeah. Ha, ha,
Yeah.
ha.
I shouldn't have said that.
Way to throw your friend under the bus!
Shit, I'm sorry, Cool Ollie.
Right
You
at
don't
the
have-
bus.
You don't
Cool Ollie,
have
what's
to
your
be-
AC? Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I hit it.
I mean, you have an 11.
Did
so...
he hit a 14?
Oh, yeah,
Twice.
Hey, you have higher AC than he does.
Yeah, I have an 11 AC, so
We
Why?
have the same AC.
because I have 0 dexterity.
Oh, yes. I'm all dex.
I'm a barbarian, remember?
Right.
So it just goes up to you and just grabs you. It just grabs both of your arms and is going to deal 8 fire damage, followed by 8 fire damage. Would you look at that? Altogether, 16 fire damage.
Great.
Mouthwash, who kind of like started all of this, is, you know, you see him kind of doubting and kind of turns and runs back towards the crew tents, which are off, you know, past the creature. Styx.
Styx is gonna run up to this guy. Can I get an
You can get
flanking?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's flank this bad boy.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Cool. Gonna roll 12 slashing damage.
Although, of course, when you swing a sword into a creature of fire, how much damage does it really do? But you
Yeah,
see it
not-
kind of, you see it kind of like let go of Cool Ollie, who is now Hot Ollie, and kind of like leer and start moving towards you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Cool Ollie's turn.
Oh, it sure is. I'm gonna pull the dagger out of my boot and attack this fire. Question mark.
Welcome to D&D. I remember, like, back when I first started playing D&D, like, properly, with the Midwinter game, having the druid Finley and her player was always like, no, I'm not, what, why would I attack the ghost? It's a ghost. It's like, no, but it's D&D, you can attack the ghost.
Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
hit. Yeah.
Perfect. I stab at thee. For 5.
It sort of turns towards Styx and then just right back to you. As
Yeah.
as the dagger just starts glowing red hot in your hand.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to do a little bit of this. And that's me. I'll stay where I'm at. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna step to the side.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna stay where I am.
Norm.
I am going to run up to the spot he stepped to the side of.
It's almost like we've done this Wheel of Fortune before.
The wheel of misfortune.
Okay, I'm going to do one attack first, and then decide what I'm going to do next.
That's a hit.
You know what? No, I'm going to attack it again.
It's a hit.
Oh my god.
It is made of fire.
Consistency.
It is made of fire.
That's fair.
True.
And I'm just like, huh.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't even seem like phased, you know, you're kind of stabbing into it and it's just sort of sitting there, its head moving towards a lot of you. Angelica.
Yeah. I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers. A wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw of
13.
it fails.
Excellent.
Psychic
So-
damage.
It takes psychic damage and it has to move, and everybody gets an attack of opportunity on it.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
That's adjacent to it. Yep.
With advantage?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it's got fairy fire on
Yes!
it. So you get
Yeah, that's
Oh! Fuck yeah!
Yeah, they all hit. When you cast a spell and the elemental kind of like, you know, discorporeates and starts moving around a lot of you while you all start swinging and cutting at it. And you almost see, you know, if it was if this one long red ribbon just parts fraying off of it. That's a lot of damage for me to half.
32 damage for one spell.
Halved, but yeah. Not all of it halved. Because the psychic isn't halved.
Interestingly enough.
Crazy.
I think I know
Nothing
some.
has resistance psychic damage. It's
I think
crazy.
I know maybe one or two people who might be like, oh no, in older editions. No, exactly.
In all
yeah.
editions, there was no psychic damage, I'm pretty sure. I think it's
But there was a
newish.
bunch of psychics.
That's a
Yeah.
4th edition thing.
Yeah.
I knew 4th edition was the one for me. Alright. On that, I shall now attack you.
Well, you just ran away from us too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he running back up into the same spot?
No.
Okay, because that was an important question for me.
He, you know, it just sort of discorporeates, reforms, noticeably much smaller than before. Well, size-wise, very similar, but the fire is duller. It's almost like burnt areas where it just kind of snuffs into a smoke that smells like fireworks rather than blazing bonfire. And it'll actually move off into the forests towards Angelica. So instead of like just running straight towards her past all of you, kind of goes off into the forest. You see the firelight being illuminated through the trees in lines matching up with the red bright lights of the circus tent. Now very much, like the whole thing is now ablaze beside you. And there's no sign of mouthwash at all. Sticks.
How far away is the fireman now?
50 feet away.
50 feet away. Well, then I'm going to use this turn to cast a spell on myself. Longstrider. So I get a bonus 10
Ooh!
of movement. So my movement is now 40, which
That's a
doesn't get-
spell I've never seen anyone use before.
Oh! Well, hey, I'm using it. So I'm running after him, and I'm gonna dash towards him and get. Well, no, am I? Yeah, I can't dash. I'm just gonna run towards.
Yeah,
him
you can
as
get
close as I
you can get nearly up to him.
nearly up to him. But I want to run towards Angelica. Like I don't want to run directly at him. I want to cut him off at the
Yeah.
pass.
With that in mind, you actually, you can get pretty much exactly to that position in your mind where he has to go past you to get to him. Because, you got to imagine that this circus was in, its own little closed circle,
Yeah.
with a little divot to the road. You're right at that divot,
Perfect.
So is
That's
Angelica
exactly-
behind you.
Exactly where I want to be.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's either got to go past you or through
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Speaking of things going right through you, cool Ollie. If he's anything like regular Ollie, he has a fun time with that.
Speaking of things going right through you, I'm gonna run up 30 feet and then throw my dagger the 20 feet at it.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
That's is a hit.
That's good. Nice.
You're not getting that dagger back.
That's fine.
No.
And that's actually, we're gonna take a real quick break, because otherwise we never will. as we await the majesty that comes with Norm. We're all waiting with bated breath.